Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you guys are doing super well. I don't even know what day of the week it is for a second there. Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. How is everyone feeling? I feel so good, and I'm actually really excited for today's talk. So, as I mentioned to you guys, if this is your first time, by the way, because I know there's a lot of new people who are here on the channel, but I'm Shika, and your conscious mentor on this channel, where we talk about all things. And I made a promise because I did a poll with you guys, and you guys said that you wanted to do more lives. So I decided I would do more lives with you guys. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there will be an extra video for the rest of this month where I'm going to be chatting with you guys because this is a big month. We are rebirthing. The new moon is a days away as I'm recording this. And there's just so many downloads that I've been getting from source, from you guys, and confirmation from the questions you're asking, from the comments you're sharing. And I was like, you know what? I am going to do a video on this. So super excited. Sorry, I'm just checking to see. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me because it's connected. But how are you guys feeling? How are you doing? It's Tuesday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized. I've been working a lot behind the scenes on shadow work. Just uploaded the video for tomorrow for you guys on weight loss and energy responsibility and how to lose weight without actually being on a treadmill, all these things. So I wanted to talk to you guys about plant medicine today. And there's a reason why I'm talking about this on my channel. I have gone through huge revelations, and I know you have as well. And as I start to deepen understanding year by year as we evolve as beings, as people, I feel like we also update our rituals. And that's where it brought me to this specific topic. So I wanted to kind of ask you guys, like, what do you do every single day for manifesting, for shadow work? What have you found that has you, or maybe what are some things that you're struggling with right now? I want to talk about shadow work because throughout this whole month, a lot of the videos that I will be posting and more than just manifestation, it's about expansion, it's about soul work, it's about understanding the soul and human body experience through so much more. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I'd love for you guys to share in the comment section, like, what's your ritual? I will share mine while you guys are typing. So every morning, and I'm going to do a video on my, the one that I do all the time, and then the one that I'm doing right now. It changes all the time. And I would actually suggest you guys updating your ritual so you can be motivated, because I noticed recently a lot of you saying that I don't feel motivated to meditate. I don't feel motivated to journal. It's because you have to shift it, right? You need to shift where you want to be. So for me, I wake up and the first thing that I do is now I do yoga. And if you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, you know that I started doing yoga for about 3 months straight on quarantine, like very, very to the point. And for me, being able to connect body, mind, and soul first thing in the morning, if there's any thoughts, allows me to really tap in. Maybe for you, that's meditation. Maybe for you, it's analyzing your body, but just really allowing yourself to take full control of your emotions right then and there. So I'm reading a lot of your comments right now. Love your glasses. Thanks, Keisha. Where I'm at with vegan, that's amazing. I used to be vegan actually for 1.5 years. I stopped. I still, that's another thing that we'll get into another video. But if there are any vegans, let me know. Daily journaling for sure, amazing. But I need to shift some of my things around so I can create more rituals in my life. Amazing. How do I find motivation to get up even earlier in the morning ritual? So honestly, this is what I tell all my mentors or mentorees. I always forget to pronounce it differently. So when you wake up, and I do a session with them sometimes at 9 a.m. or 11 a.m., or I try to do it the first thing in the morning so they can bring in that intention throughout their day. And one thing I always say is the motivation starts with the practice of the ritual and understanding the purpose of a ritual, right? So what a lot of people do for scripting, for example, scripting is very powerful. However, if energetically you're not feeling like scripting, then it can be actually not as impactful as it can be. So ask yourself, like, why aren't you able to wake up to give yourself the energy that you need in order to implement the vibration that you is divinely yours, right? And that was something that made me understand that, yeah, the first 5-10 minutes, I feel really bad. I don't want to wake up. But once I get myself on my yoga mat, everything's okay. The sleepiness goes away. I'm able to melt it and ground it into the earth. And that's one of the biggest things. What ritual for you is going to help you feel motivated to align your energy and get yourself out of that rut? And that's really where the motivation starts, right? And that includes switching up your ritual, which is a big thing that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in a bit. Vegan for 5 years, that's amazing. I stopped journaling and yoga like a month ago too, and definitely needed to want more motivation. Yeah, I stopped it too. And like, that's the thing too, when you're going through your waves, your ups and your flens and flows, or whatever that word that they say, it's part of the process, and that's why I always tell people when we're going through this spiritual growth and consciousness, don't get hard on yourself for not being able to be motivated. Question why. I wasn't motivated a few weeks ago because I was going through so many up levels. The moment that I could even sit down and quiet my mind just kept on going. So what I had to do is word vomit on a piece of paper and journal everything before I even close my eyes and meditated and tune into self, right? So it's understanding, what do I need to get me to that energy? And if there is something that is missing, I need to implement it or find something that will help me implement it in the right way as best as possible. So I hope that helps you guys out a little bit. So I'm going to share my ritual. I wake up in the morning. Like I said, I do yoga, 20 minutes tops, 20 to 30 minutes. I love the 20 to 25. I feel like that's a perfect mark to really just stretch and elongate the body. And personally, I've noticed that my energy I need to move my energy in the morning so I can do better healing, so I can be aligned with myself and also just manage my energy. So that's my way of yoga has definitely been a thing that has been helping me. I'm even thinking of doing my yoga license for myself, not even to per se just to teach, for me, for my own spiritual alignment, which is a whole other thing that I want to share with you guys later on. But that's a way that I feel like I can align. When I'm done on my yoga mat, the first thing I do is I get my journal and I take my gratitude journal and I write down 10 things I'm grateful for. 10 things I'm grateful for. And then I recite each thing saying, thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times after. And for me, that has been very helpful. Now, sometimes I'm able to put meditation and activity in one by doing my yoga. So that to me is meditation on its own. And sometimes I really just need to tune in or work on my manifestation and bring myself into that vibration. And I know my vibration's in balance. So I add an extra, say 10 minutes to do a meditation on top of that ritual. So that's my morning routine. I also drink a lot of water. I've been adding that into it, especially when you're going through shadow work. Please work with the element of water and drink a lot of water. It's going to help you so much with balancing, but also releasing, literally releasing the energy and allowing it to move where it needs to be. I say this all the time after I do meditations with you guys here live. Please make sure you drink your water. It is so important. So that's what I want to share with you guys for rituals. Now let's talk about plant medicine, because this is something that's huge for me. I have always, and I want to share this with you guys. I think it's going to help a lot of you guys out because I know there's people asking it. I know I was curious for years and years upon years and wondering why I was so connected to plant medicine. Now, I'm going to go into what exactly is plant medicine and all that stuff. But the first thing I want to share is that if you guys didn't know, I used to live in Brazil. I love South America. It is one of the places that my heart is. And I talked a little bit about that in my reintroduction on my Instagram that I posted after not posting for a year. And I've always loved the aspect of just like, I don't know, earth. I don't know why. I'm scared of bugs, but I think that was something, a fear came within my anxiety. But since connecting so much with plants and earth and nature, it has really come to full circle to this point. So one of the things that I think you guys are well known of, if you don't know what that is, I'll go into it. It's called ayahuasca. And I've always been really connected to ayahuasca, mama ayahuasca, if you will. So about 2-3 years ago, I was introduced through YouTube and just like watching videos and some of the people that I followed on YouTube and on Instagram, and it just kept coming up. And every time I would go for a retreat or something, there was either I was not in the country, I was something that didn't work. And that's why I always tell you guys divine timing. When you're healing, when you're doing something, when you're looking for a relationship, when you're manifesting a home, whatever it is, one thing I want you to learn through this experience is divine timing is crucial. It's like literally the most important part of our whole journey. Like if we divinely are timed to do what we're meant to do, then it will come to us when it's meant to happen. So anyways, long story short, after all that, years and years, it just didn't work out. And then through this year, as we all have been, and I would love for you guys to share, what is the one lesson that you've learned so far that if it wasn't for us staying at home today, you wouldn't have learned it and you wouldn't have been able to release or focus on that? Because for me, it was my purpose in the healing area. I knew I was a light worker. I knew I was supposed to do energy healing. I was still accepting this through the beginning of this whole pandemic publicly. Like I talked about it in kind of behind closed doors, but I wasn't really fully embracing it until I actually started on YouTube, guys. Like honestly, when I was on YouTube, that's when I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing the things and I'm accepting myself into that space. And I think that's something that I've learned as a healer is being confident in your journey, right? Being confident in, even though the journey might not seem to look the way that it was supposed to in the detour of whatever the universe gives you, it's meant to happen the way it was supposed to happen, right? So the past few months, I've been doing a lot of stuff, shadow work, deeper healing for myself, but also learning a lot of modalities for a specific type of person that I support. And if you guys are on my content, most likely you're that person. It's people who go through trauma, people who go through inner child battles, people who go through ancestral and past life karmic debt and contracts. Those are the people that I focus with specifically, usually male, female, LGBTQ+. Those are the people that I focus with the most. So when I knew this, I knew exactly what type of modalities would be best suited for me. So I focused specifically in these places. Now, fast forward to about a few months ago, I kept on having this deeper calling. Shika, you need to do plants. Something with plants is calling for you. And I didn't know what. I'm just reading your comment here, Steph. I had a whole spiritual awakening during the pandemic and I've remembered so much. Yes, I don't know about you guys. Put a star emoji if you've noticed. You've remembered so many little things that now make so much sense being here at this moment. At the time, it was like, oh, this is just a little thing. But then as you started to deep dive into yourself, it really, really allowed you to deeper. So what do you do to get rid of ancestral debt? Healing. So there's certain healings that you do. So for me, I do Akashic and I also do past life regression. I've done them before. You guys probably experienced one of my past life regression experiences on our last full moon, I believe it was. But I do specifically catered for each person personally, and that's part of my mentoring. So the conscious mentoring is all energy based. It's energy work. That's what we work on. And you can use those different modalities, such as the ones I listed, to actually go through and figure out the karmic debts that you've had through a past life or a soul that you had experienced that has caused you to feel this way or have this limiting belief that you were born with or given to from your family, your parents or grandparents, people and ancestors you don't even know. And it is so shifting. A lot of the people I work with, I say that you need 21 days for the energy to cleanse completely, to completely feel the integration process. Because if you're holding that for years and years and years, including your soul is so much older, that's so many years of energy that you're holding within your body, right? So that's why I always share with people that like shadow work, manifestation, abundance, all starts with the inner work that we do within ourselves. And in doing that, we expand into beings, we expand into this vibration that is so collectively strong. So great question, Mia. So I think the biggest lesson so far has been everything is happening exactly the way that it's supposed to, 100%. And if something is working in is not meant to be, accepting in the moving on, 100%. Do not force anything that is being stamped out that you need to release. That is something that I've been stressing out to a lot of people. If you're forcing anything, a relationship or friendship, a career, money, like any energy, any force, I mean, anything in general, that thing's going to leave your life eventually, whether it's the universe that does it for you. So allow yourself to flow with this energy, especially considering that Mars retrograde is ending the 15th, which is also the new moon, which is why I'm so pushing on like, do the inner work, guys, because I can't stress, if you don't do it, 2020 is going to repeat itself the day that 2021 starts. And for a lot of you who are doing the inner work, you will notice that you will feel so much more awakened. There will be a part of us that will be awakened and a part of us that will go back to the usual old after this experience, out of not releasing and doing the work that the universe wanted us to do in the first place. So that's something that I wanted to share. Do you have a video on ancestral debts? No, I don't, but that's a really good video that I think I might do in the next 2 weeks. I'm even doing, the reason why I want to do the lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays is to talk to you guys a little bit more about these topics that are shadow-based questions. So I'll actually write it down because I think that would be an amazing thing to talk about, is ancestral debt. Because I've been seeing that a lot with a lot of people. So I just wrote that down for you guys. How to protect your energy because I feel tired every day. I have a video on that, how to increase your vibration. I also talked about how to protect and cleanse your energy. There's a video on that as well. So you can go check those out. Back to the story of plant medicine. So about 2 weeks ago, I had my first plant medicine experience. I would say, well, first in the sense of first ritual with it. I have used a specific modality before, but this is my first time going into it wanting to really deepen and connect on a deeper level. And I want to share this because this is a huge full circle to go back to where it needs to be. Even using herbal medicine. I love it. Yeah, that's 100% so effective, which goes, again, you guys are all confirming synchronicities with this topic, which makes me love you guys more. So I just want to let you guys know that I love you guys so, so much. Like, you have no idea. Okay, so back on the points of medicine. I'm just making sure the lighting is good so you guys can see me. So back on the point of medicine is that I did Cybersine, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that is shrooms. And shrooms is this type of, it has a lot of benefits in it. But one of the things that I love about this specific, and again, I'm not condoning it. I know this is my platform. I'm not condoning it. But for me, it has worked for me. And I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Matthew McKenna, but he's amazing. Dennis McKenna, you probably heard of them. They are the people who really talk a lot about psychedelics. And, one of the things that I share is that plants have so much conscious wisdom, more than us as ourselves, and they have grown and rebirthed multiple times. And if there's anything that we can learn about plants, they rebirth so much that there is so much knowledge within them. In a deeper level. So anyways, long story short, I ended up doing an 8-hour ritual, 8 hours with this specific consciousness of a plant, ceremonial with myself, pitch black room, sitting with myself. And through this experience, I was able to connect with 4 generations before me, 4 past lives, and 3 topics of which that relate to my lifetime in this lifetime. I have never been able to really just feel so much unconditional love after purging so much, after so much soul depth and sorrow that my soul went through. And I was able to bring myself to forgiveness by connecting with the consciousness of the plants. And when I was done that, it has brought me to so many awakenings of my life, even though I'm already woke, if you will. We could always be more aware of our consciousness in a deeper level as we grow. That is the beauty of being in this energy, in this space. But it was so beautiful to see that. And one of the things I always tell people is when you do encounter with plant medicine with intention, know that the real work happens after, right? So that was kind of the set on it. That was on, the beginning of setting the month in intention. And then I had my birthday ritual, which is a whole other thing that I want to share with you guys, where that was just so deep on its own. I'm just going to share with you guys while you're saying, have you heard of ayahuasca? Yes, Maya, I'm actually going to talk about that in a second. So you guys are like sinking. we're getting close here. Steph just says, that sounds like an amazing experience. We just legalized Cybersine and therapy in Oregon. That's amazing. That's another thing too. It's becoming the future of the world is really going to be using plants in the future to help heal a lot of people with PTSD, depression, anxiety, traumas. I do see that happening, and I did see that in my vision. That's what I want to share that with you guys. I was lucky enough to connect with spirit and channel through so many beautiful beauties, and seeing that through what we're going through right now, spirit's bringing us to this space where we're going to be healing on a such deeper level, more than we can even fathom at this time. And this is just the start of a 5-year process of very big shifts on our society, in ourselves, in our ancestry, and that generation that's going to push it through, our generation that we're pushing it through together, is going to allow us to expand on a deep, deep, deep level. So that was something I want to share with you guys that was so beautiful to experience that. And on top of that, I was also able to experience that when I did that one. I think one of the biggest things is I connected with one of my spirit guides, finding out that my spirit guide that I connected with during that time was one of my most powerful ones. And I channeled with her she's an ancestor. I channeled with her for so much time. And it allowed me to cry and mourn for all the pain my ancestors went through for 4 hours. And when I tell you I released, I yawned and I yawned and I yawned and I purged and I cried and I cried and I cried and I drank water and I cried some more. But when I was done that, yeah, my jaw hurt from yawning, and yeah, my stomach hurt from crying, but I felt so good. And when I came back into this consciousness, into this dimension, I was brought with a new set of eyes, clarity of eyes. And I think that's why I've been so into connecting with it. Now, put a pin on this story because there's much more to share with you guys. And the biggest thing I want to share with our family is that I did an amazing energy healing on my birthday. And if you know, or if you've heard from me before, every time around this birthday time, and I would actually suggest you guys to do the same. If your birthday's coming up, do an energy healing, book an energy healing. It's the best thing ever. There's nothing better to celebrate yourself than to release something on your birthday, on your birthright, and to allow yourself to expand on that day, like to allow yourself to celebrate your day, celebrate how far you've come and how much more you're going to go, right? If you're setting the premise of that time, just imagine how much more powerful you are with that energy and your inner child and so many layers of you that beats beyond the consciousness of the eye in this dimension. So I did an energy healing, and through this energy healing, I found out more about my healing path. And I found out through spirit, through this healing that I did for 2 hours, that I meant to incorporate plant medicine into my work. And the crazy thing is I've been naturally powerful. That's why I'm saying each and every single one of you have gifts of your own, but I've been naturally connected to Earth, to Gaia, since I was 4 years old. And I had a really rough childhood in the sense I was bullied a lot for most of my years, most of my kids' years. And I was in an environment where I couldn't be a kid, and a part of my subconscious completely protected that. It was like, no, I'm not going to let you hold this back. It was like subconsciously, I knew that this part of me was magical, and I hid it for many, many years until now. And during that energy healing, it was so beautiful because I was able to see my inner child and myself come into one human body soul to experience it. The two souls come into one body form as opposed to separating the two, because she didn't feel safe to be in this being. I then got confirmation through my ancestors as well as my spirit animal, which is very strong. And it makes so much sense because I'm so connected to birds. My spirit animal who came into the presence in the time, it was so expanding, right? And plant medicine is where it's meant to be. And it just made so much sense. That experience, confirming through spirit, being always wanting to be connected to the Amazon and the plants and the nature and the love for it. And just my spirit expands, and there's something I know that's familiar in there. And I also have a lot of past life in that space. So for me, it comes so natural. It's something that I know in my soul it's meant to happen. And I know you guys do too. And I wanted to know, maybe there's something that you have been naturally connected to, that now that I'm speaking about this, you're like, Shika, I totally get what you mean. And this totally makes sense. Please share. What is shadow work? I have a video on what is shadow work and how to do shadow work. So you can go check that out. It's a great space to start if you're like, I want to do shadow work, I don't know how to start. Please do that. It's really good. Wow, I feel a connection to birds too. As a little kid, I call birds duckies, flocks and feeds in them. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I've always been very connected to animals, very connected to insects, things like that. That's probably why I didn't like them, because they would be attracted to me and I didn't like it as a kid. So I'd always flock them away. So recently I've been really connecting to certain birds like crows, eagles, very strong animals that come into the space, and it's because of my healing path. So let's go into the main thing that you guys are very, very connected to as I read your comments. Connected to cats. Yes, it's so funny, Steph. Me too. That totally makes sense, because in past lives I have been a healer. Cats tend to be protectors. The cats in our neighborhood all hang out in the back of my yard. Like there's like 6 of them in the summer, and they're all hanging out, meowing and just relaxing. And they've never used to do that. And since I've been deepening my healing and just literally claiming I am ready to step into that role, they've been around, they've been supporting, they've been there. So it's so beautiful to see that when we open ourselves to energy, it comes through, right? It comes through. We're always there. We're always guided. We just have to allow ourselves to know that, right? I have been naturally connected to herbs all my life, lavender, chamomile, and those I have strong connection. Over the summer, I've been seeing a red-winged bird. Same. I actually saw a cardinal. I don't know if you guys know that, but for a while I was connecting with them, which tend to be messengers. So that's really interesting. But notice what birds you see and write it down and see what are the connections. How does it make you feel when you see that bird and what they mean? I love looking into that, the spiritual meaning for animals, and seeing how I feel emotionally when I see that animal. So that's amazing. I'm really, really happy. And like I said, I know they says, notice that you're feeling electricity in my hands. Yeah, that's usually energy. So expansion of energy that's coming through. When I do Reiki, when I do energy healing on people, I feel like it feels like I'm giving electricity. Like I'm like, there's fire coming out of my hands. Sometimes it feels like there's like ice coming out of my hands. It depends on the energy. But yeah, I definitely feel that energy as well. You're just being more aware of your alignment. And that's the beauty of shadow work too, is you're expanding your tunnel, your passageway for energy, which allows you to feel it more intensely, which is another reason why definitely go check out my clearing, cleansing, and protecting video, because it talks about how to manage energy, which is very important as we expand ourselves. It's very, very crucial. So let's talk about plant medicine a little bit deeper. You guys talked a little bit about ayahuasca. So if you don't know what ayahuasca is a tree that comes in. It's a brew that they make that you drink, and it allows you to connect with Mama Ayahuasca, which is the feminine energy, allowing you to change your perspective internally of yourself and putting intention into the plant where you can expand. This specific healing can be quite strong, and a lot of people use it to help with fibromyalgia, excuse me, chronic pain, depression, anxiety, mental health. It has healed a lot of things. And if you guys have had experience or heard of it, feel free to share your experience in the comment section. But like I said, I've been having this in the back of my head for years and years and years. And it wasn't until now that I'm like, oh, you really want me to go full into this? Which is why I say that if you don't listen to the sound of whatever your signs are right now, it will come to you full circle later on in your life. So anyways, I decided to do a session. So I'm actually going to be experiencing with Mama Ayahuasca at the end of this month. And I want to share my experience with you guys, because there is so much that you can build with the Mama Ayahuasca and how it can help you. But I truly feel like there are messages, and I've had dreams with her. I had dreams with her 2 weeks ago when I had my shadow work experience. There's so many signs coming through, and that's why I want to share with you that there is a lot of knowledge and consciousness in herbs and healing in nature that is so much deeper than just grounding us. You know, there is history to nature. There is so much that we can do, and we need to understand how we're able to go back to the things that we are meant to, in a way of using them in the modern day world. And I think that's where I'm coming from. I'm a big innovator person, and I truly think that there will be a point where it will be normal to go into a space and to make a remedy for someone and to go in there and to be able to help them with their healing after energy healing, something that they can take home with them. That's kind of where I feel like there's going to be so much growth within that. So, anyways, long story short, I'll be doing that at the end of the month, and I'm really excited. I'm setting the intention to deepen my what is my deeper purpose in the space of shamanism and plant medicine? Because that's what I'm feeling called to. How am I going to use my Reiki energy healing to help support you guys and to help support my mentees and expand them? What exactly is my intention going forward, and how will I see this in the future in the above world as well as the under? I kind of understanding more of just like mapping that out, because right now with the Scorpio season, at the time that I do it, we'll be going out of Scorpio, and it's very mysterious. There's so many unexpected things. You just have to flow. And I talk about that in the new moon video. Flow with energy, flow with energy. It's definitely a time for that right now. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I'm so excited. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do videos more often, is because I want to share with you guys how I'm going to be doing the plant dieta, how that experience will be, what to expect when you're going, how to prepare, how I prepare if you are into that. I will be doing another one next year once we can travel again, which is really exciting. And if you guys have heard of Rhythmia before, that was somewhere that I wanted to do, but obviously with everything going on, I'm just going to be doing mine here. So yeah, that's basically it that I wanted to share. But if you guys have any questions or things that you want to share, any questions in general, feel free to ask. But I just feel like there's just so much consciousness in the plants. And it's beautiful. They can grow with you. Like this morning, I noticed all my plants growing a little bit more, looking more healthy. Sprayed them with some water. Even one of my plants have flowers on them right now, and it's off season, so it's really showing that they're growing as well. There's so much growth in plants that I think more than we know, and that's where the questioning of consciousness can come through. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts on that. I'm also going to be taking out super chat card pulls. So if you guys want a question that you want to ask, I can pull a card for you. Just donate whatever you feel called to throughout our live, and I will pull a card. So yeah, I'm just feeling like super, wow, feels really good to be expanding with you guys. It's just so beautiful, and I think it's really important. Tomorrow's video, which I'm really excited, is going to be on weight loss, because I know a lot of you guys are talking about that. So talking about weight loss from an energetic standpoint and how it's allowed me beyond just, you can get the fanciest trainer, the fanciest whatever you're doing, but at the end of the day, these are the 3 things that you should avoid in order for you to support. And I've noticed that through trial and error. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of people are thinking about their health around this time, even more so than usual, especially considering that we've been inside so much. So I wanted to bring that into the space to ask you guys questions. And obviously we have our new moon meditation coming up. So super duper exciting. But yes, please share, guys. Do you have any questions, any thoughts? Might even go through the Q&As that I have on my Instagram right now, because a lot of you guys are asking questions, but it's very hard for me to answer, or I have a video on it. So it's better to ask on here. So I'm just going to check and see. 1 second. Okay. Any other questions, guys? No? Okay, well, it was so great doing a live. I always love these lives, and it was unexpected on a Tuesday. I'll be back live on Thursday for you guys. Same time. I think it's just a great time just to connect and expand together. And like I said, plant medicine, there's just so much knowledge in plants that I'm really excited to share with you guys, because I know a lot of you have been asking things like spells and learning a little bit more on expansion and learning a bit more about like how to do plant medicine too. Finding different modalities for shadow work. So I want to just teach you guys a little bit more about that, and also teach a bit more about like what I do, because I do know a lot of you guys ask me questions on like my mentoring and stuff, but I do more, it's energy work. That's essentially what it is. It's energy work that I do. I already have some of you guys that are applying for the energy work that we're doing for January, which is super exciting. So if you are interested in getting a head start before I open up the applications, you can just DM me on Instagram and just let me know that you are interested in that, because it will start for next year. So super excited. Okay, I'm going to pull out a card for you. If anyone else wants to donate, they'll get a card pulled. So the card I pulled for you for today is grief. So just understanding to release what is something that you're probably holding on to at this time, Nevly. So grief is one of those things where I always tell people emotionally, grief is a double-edged sword. It's not only pain, but it's also allowing us to celebrate, to let go of something that is either leaving our life to come in, to have something new to come into our life. So just really allowing yourself to honor the emotion of grief, of loss, and allow yourself to welcome the opening of the rebirth of whatever that rebirthing is happening into your life today. Don't allow yourself to sit too long into those negative thoughts, because with that is going to allow yourself to be more pained through it, but just instead allow yourself to release that emotion. That is going to be most effective for you at this time. So I hope that really resonated with you. I think that was a perfect card for you, Nevly. So thank you so much. Anyone else want a card pull? You can just donate to the card pull section. What else was I going to mention? I feel like that's it. Okay, well, guys, you are awesome. I love you guys so much. I can't believe we're over 17K. That's insane. I started this channel seriously a few months ago and now we're here. So it's beautiful to see so many of you guys that are on your journey. Like, that's exciting to see that you're expanding consciously. And some of you that comment, and I remember you commenting like months ago and how much you've grown. So take a time today to celebrate yourself in one way or another, because I really think that's important. I just want to say I love you guys so, so much. I'm sending you so much light and love. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, as well as put notification bell so you don't miss a video. And also let me know if you want me to talk something specifically about plant medicine in the comment section, because I do want to start talking about my experience a little bit more and how herbs can really help us, as well as the knowledge of plants. So I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow at 2:30 for our video on lose weight. And much. Okay, bye.